Welcome to Poets from the Neighborhood. I'm Victoria Clausi.
And I'm Erin. We hope that you enjoy the poems we'll be reading today, poems written by your friends and neighbors. The first poem I'm going to read is The Way Next Coming by Victoria Clausi. I live in the country, far from the grit of the city. I live scolded by mountains, shaped by owl hoot. I live closer to the ground every year and closer all again to not knowing. The door is open to my backyard and the woods have never been noisier. Bodhisattvas showing up every few days like unsolvable square roots. Soon I'll be giving up the roaming I loved, corridors of the state, small blazes and warm smells, rootedness I've never stopped wanting, my father's black hair, my mother's unkempt mind. And that boy I've loved with dazzling ferocity will become the shape of memory. Wanderer he, wanderer me, melancholy melodies, minor keys, weight of season after tender season.
Morning and Night by Jeff Hardin. Beyond our town, the bottomlands flood each year. Someone's son goes walking, never comes back. Weeks pass. Town square talk reclaims the days. Tonight I hear the rain remember roots and think of elders gone the long way back to dust. What we know by heart, we doubt the most. I have a wish to be at someone's door, unannounced, but welcomed anyway, ushered in to dine and sing the sleep of kings. But this is a world of slaughtered saints. Random shots are fired, while morning and night our mothers turn their faces toward the sleeping hills. So quickly has the century come and gone. For a while, let's ask each other simple questions and make up answers that can keep us home tonight.
Abiding by Victoria Clausi. Watch me, Planck might say, as I watch you, watching me, and remain unchanged. Remain anything of yourself, not the desire to watch, desire that changes itself in its desiring. Belong to this world. The wren sizes you up, the kingfisher trusts nothing of your intentions, the mallard lays her eggs under your porch steps, and the possum sucks them dry. The milkweed worries itself to seed, sap, and pod, all in the same season. And you watch me watching. I like a world like this, as the knee likes distance between itself and the floor to disappear.
I Have a Dream by VeerajaR. I have a dream, voice of the peacemaker still echoes around the world. Choices and hands extended, still egos, clash with no boundary. I have a dream, the resonating words still echo. Upon the hills, across the oceans, still searching for that peace that is free.
A Day of Slow Rain by Jeff Hardin. On a day of slow rain, the translucence of leaves reminds me, as a child, I wanted wisdom. Now that I'm a man that forgets his raincoat, I don't seem to mind. It makes good sense to scan the margins of books. The notes penciled in might enlighten the text. An asterisk or a question mark could change my whole life. Remember staring at hen eggs, waiting for them to hatch? Then the next day, the school desk and theories of time, leaves in the water, cleaned out by hand. Some things can't be improved. The Gospel of Luke, the size of a blueberry, the taste of ripe plums, a quick leap over, ferns on a makeshift path. It was always a life of inconceivables and afterthoughts, a soundlessness to follow just after the bell chimes. Some mornings, the breath of horses was the only thing to say.
Thrush by Erin. The thrush may return, but they never look back. The wisp of crabgrass will crawl right into your hand, because grace can make any blade gentle. One night I will wake and be spared and not know from what. They say my fate is like a doll's captured face, too wronged to go back, too estranged to be managed. My days can't be mirrored unless they mend by the moon. Either way, there's a record, and it's carried on the backs of horses. It is carried in a splinter of snow. But how do we inhabit this fragmented life? How do we blot out the sun with just one finger?
Share One Earth by VeerajaR. We are all the same deep down in the heart. We all seek happiness, but go different routes. We yearn for peace, wish for heavenly bliss, yet we fight each other in endless, pointless battles. Green and blessed earth, one together that we share, land that is divided, but joined by the oceans, one. One moon for the night for all, one sun to share with all. Help raise one another, all nations, not just us.
You'd sit on a porch like I've got, if you had one. You'd get up early, before the dog moves, before the birds begin their pick and rolls, before admitting to yourself you're so absurdly happy it has to be offensive to those without a porch. You'd watch intently the tucked back ski pose wings of the dirt dauber, the fence post stepping forward out of the dusk light. People without porches, how do you hear yourselves think? You spend your days, honestly, without counting breaths divided by the number of starling flights? You live without the insurrection of daily sitting still? No following one thought tumbleweeding through a notebook? Unreal the kind of fortitude you must possess. You ought to think about some set-aside time for the world, with all things small-winged, a sycamore limb almost not quite reaching the ground. Exhilarating these finest moments, thought like forsythia going wild on a breezy day, warble and rococo, porchboard moan, larkspur whisperings, gladiola glad-handing the wind, with too few onlookers adding their own. Thank you for watching. We hope you'll join us again for Poets from the Neighborhood.